really simple example. It just takes a couple minutes to watch. You can see that okay, Lars?
Yep.
Cool. So I put this together because I started to think like, my whole foundation for what I want to help people accomplish is create financial freedom. And if you study financial freedom, there's a movement out there called the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early. I like the FI part, financial independence, because I love business and I'll always have my hands in it at some capacity, but doing the things I love. And so financial independence. Well, the best study that we have to look at is called the Trinity study. It was done in the late 90s, I believe. And what they were able to see is that if you're going to retire, your nest egg, whatever the nest egg you have, you can safely spend 4% of it per year and not run out of money. Like there's like a 97% chance you won't run out of money over a 30-year period. So like 4% is the number that most financial planners will use. So this example is going to show you if you wanted to retire or if you just wanted a residual income while you're working of $15,000 per month, $18,000 per year, you would need $4.5 million saved and invested. To do that traditionally through traditional investing, and this would be like a low cost index fund. $4.5 million is a lot of money. Lars, you and I have had a lot of conversations about this. We've both been high income earners for you much longer than me, but I've been making pretty good money for a while. And a net worth of $4.5 million as an agent, close to impossible to achieve. Like maybe when you're like 60, 70 and you've been selling for like 20, 30 years and you're one of the biggest producers in your market, the average agent only makes $40,000 per year. And you got to live on that.
And you'd have to save. So I was at a $20,000 a month savings schedule before I entered eXp. I had liquid 2.4 and I was still $4.8 million off. I was still 20 years off on $20,000 a month going right into savings.
Yeah.
And that's when when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, how did I miss this?
Yeah. Well, I just got to say, I love both you and John for, coming over and eventually being open-minded. So I don't hold that against you guys because it's actually the best story. Like I love stories, like that. Like, it's like, I didn't want to see it, but then when I saw it, I put my pride aside and took action on it, because stories like that is what's going to get the next wave of people over. The people who have taken a little look, we need them to take the whole look and then they'll come. So I think, I forget what you called her, but I call her Donna.
Oh, Sally.
Sally. So this is Donna, and Donna's an agent with eXp. She just joined, and she's like, I'm going to keep selling houses like I always did at my previous brokerage, but I'm going to build revenue share part-time. This is the story of the majority of our agents. Very few people ever, start selling houses and then retire from selling houses like I did. I don't really know many at all, like maybe a couple. But it's possible. And most people just like selling houses. Like if you like selling houses, great. Just don't make it to where you have to sell houses. So Donna's part-time, full-time selling houses, part-time building rev share. Part-time building rev share, the way I look at it, is like 3 hours a week initially as you're getting started. So Donna has a 3-year plan. I told you my 5-year plan was to get 25 agents personally. Her 3-year plan is to get 10 over 3 years. So she would have 10 agents on her first tier. If they're a capping agent, now a capping agent at eXp pays $16,000 into the company, then they keep 100% of their commission. And in most parts of the country, it's going to be about 8 to 12 sales a year. So nothing crazy. So if they're a capping agent and you personally sponsored them, you can earn up to $2,800 per year from that capped agent. So that'd be about $28,000 on your first tier there. So Donna likes what she sees. She's getting about 28 grand a year now residual. She's like, well, what if I help them also grow residual income, grow this additional stream of income for their businesses? So she's going to not only attract her 10, but also teach them how to go out and get their 10. I just say 10 by 10. It's simple math. It keeps it easy. So it's the 10 by 10 strategy. So 10 by 10, that's 100. So on her second tier, she has 100 people. Now 100 people on her second tier is worth up to $320,000 per year in income, because you can actually earn a little more on your second tier agents. So you can earn up to $3,200 per year on a capped agent on your second tier. So this is where it gets really exciting. This is where your efforts are 2.4% of the opportunity. What the effort she put in really was the 10 that she got. And now this is where it starts to get exponential. So let's add in the first and second tier. That's $348,000 per year residual income. So Donna's excited about it. She's like, I did it. I'm financially free. But then she's like, wait, what if they're not all cappers? So of course, they're not all going to be cappers. Not all of them are going to get 10. Some will get 50. Some will get 0. Some will get 5. And not everyone's going to sell 8 to 12 houses. Some might sell 20. Some might sell 50. Some might sell 2 or 0. But let's just use the NAR average. Now, the NAR average, last time I checked, the average agent sells like 6 homes a year. So in our model, 5 to 6 homes a year is like a half capper. A half capper is selling 5 to 6 homes a year. So we're going to go and use the NAR average. So let's just cut in half. Instead of a full cap, they're a half cap. That's $180,000 per year if we just cut the opportunity in half because they're not all cappers. So from an organization of 110 agents, you have the opportunity to make $15,000 per month. So it's like you have two choices: attract agents and help them attract some agents, or save $4.5 million. I know it sounds silly and a little hard to even imagine that those are the two choices you have as an agent to create a nice residual income for yourself. But that is the reality. And that reality exists now because of eXp. And to kind of share where I'm at today, I have just shy of 3,500 agents in my group. By the end of this year, I'll have over 5,000, it looks like, which will be the end of my 5 years. I said my 5-year goal is to have 500. It should end up over 5,000, which means to me and should mean to you that this is actually 10x the opportunity that most people who are even excited about it even thinks it is. So it's just been a wild ride.